Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text. We tie him to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the 7th Sunday after Epiphany. I said it last week, and I said it again. This is like the third time I've recorded this because I want to say the 7th Sunday after Pentecost, because we don't usually have this many Sundays after Epiphany. Easter is so late this year and puts Ash Wednesday at March 6th, and so the accordion season of Epiphany that I call it, it's stretched. So we've got the 7th Sunday after Epiphany. And we're looking at the gospel lesson. This is the Revised Common Lectionary and out of Luke. And this is love your enemies. Do unto others what you would have them do unto you. The golden rule. So some of the items that I'm looking at using, I started thinking about all the ways that we use the word rule. I'm going to give you a rule to follow. I'm going to rule over you. The golden rule, and there was one other one. I'm forgetting, but there's a couple of a ruler. I'm your ruler. That's again, I rule over you. So different ways that we use that, and it's kind of this idea of sometimes it's a power over, and then sometimes like a ruler, it's a measuring stick. And this golden rule is kind of that way, about a way that we can look at it and how we might act and how we might function in this world. So there's a couple of items I'm looking at using for this. There's a ruler. You can get rulers at the Dollar Tree where you could hand those out. I've seen this idea floated around on the narrative lectionary site because we had, out of Matthew, we had a similar text come up. And so the idea of giving the kids a ruler and talking about one of the ways is we can ask ourselves, do I want to be treated this way? It's pretty practical advice, and so about that. The second was I was looking at using a rubber band. Now the thing is that Jesus says, love your enemies. You should bluntly just love your enemies. And this idea about having a rubber band, and as you can stretch the rubber band. I had a rubber band here, but that's all right. You can, but you stretch the rubber band, and as you're stretching the rubber band, if you stretch it and there's that tension, but when you step in close, when you come in closer, that tension vanishes because there's nothing pulling on it. There's no tightness. The tension vanishes. So this idea about when we are drawn in closer to each other, the idea of loving your enemy. I mean, when you love your enemy, they no longer are your enemy. And Jesus in this way kind of turns everything on its head. It's pretty amazing, and it's pretty hard. It's scary stuff, but that's what we're called to do. So that's one of the ideas of having this this tension. The second idea, and I've put a link on the blog, and it's to the boomerang illusion. And I filmed a thing about this for the narrative lectionary, and so I'm going to link to that video. But the boomerang illusion is two boomerangs, and as you hold the boomerangs up, the top one looks shorter than the bottom, and that's how we can treat people, that we're more important. And then, but the thing is when you move the two boomerangs, all of a sudden it seems that the one that was shorter is now longer. Take a look at that video. It explains it all, and there's also a link to where you can print out the boomerang template and you can make them yourself. The Dollar Tree has a couple of magic kits that have those in it, so you can do that. I am home today. That's one of the reasons why my stuff is all at the office. It's President's Day, kids are off at school, I'm hanging out at home and working from here. So, but that video will help you. It'll point you in the direction of that. But this idea that sometimes we can think we're more important, sometimes we can think other people are more important. When Jesus tells us, love your enemies and do unto others as you would have do unto you, this idea that things are the playing field, kind of like last week when Jesus comes on a level playing field. The playing field is leveled, and Jesus and God sees us as loved, as beloved, and grace-filled children of God. So I hope this can be some springboards for your own thinking around your children's sermon. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week.